What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about those starter decks. You see, ladies and gentlemen, starter decks 9 and 10 came around over in Japan at this stage quite a while ago. And we've been waiting very patiently for any news that may come around about starter decks 9 and 10. The good news is we now do have news. We have a lot of that information for which we were waiting, and that is wonderful. The bad news is there are still a couple of questions hanging over, but don't worry your pretty little heads about it. I'm going to go through everything you need to know. So, what have we got? Well, we got starter decks 9 and 10, and they are focused, well, we've got Ultimate Ancient Dragon, which is built around Imperialdramon Dragon Mode, and we've got Parallel World Tactician, which is built around Mastemon. And we finally have confirmation that these are releasing on the 6th of May 2022, about a month and a half out from as I'm recording this video. Now, to put it into context, I told you one of my predictions I've made when I've been doing the release schedule videos, etc. One of the predictions I've made over and over again is that these will launch in line with BT8. Because generally speaking, starter decks do tend to launch along with sets, and they didn't launch a BT7, and BT9 is too far out. It wasn't exactly a groundbreaking prediction, but it was one in which I felt moderately confident. Well, yeah, that's been proven true. BT8 is officially launching on the 6th of May, and the starter decks are launching on the same day, on the 6th of May. So that's wonderful, wonderful news. And we do have a bunch of information about them, and it's basically what we would expect. What you get is a full deck, with full 50 card deck, with your 4 Digitarma. Remember, you don't actually get 5 Digitarma, just 4. So it's a 54 card deck total, 50 card deck, 4 Digitarma. And the rule essentially is that you can play a 5th Digitarma in your deck, but you can only play 4 of each, so the starter decks generally tend to give you one playset of 1 Digitarma and go from there. Remember, if they gave you one random new Digitarma, you'd then need to go and buy 4 starter decks, and that would be just kind of awkward. Although, to be fair, you still need to buy 2 anyway, because there are some that come through as 2, and that is kind of awkward. So yeah, sorry about that. And along with that, you get yourself a pair of memory gauges. It's not the most exciting thing ever, I'll be honest with you. They are really cool, though. I will say they are pretty cool memory gauges. And, you know, I've opened the Japanese decks. If anybody wants to, I'll link them in the description. I have opened the Japanese decks on this channel. So if you want to take a good look, you can. Some of the texturing on some of the cards is absolutely phenomenal. They look amazing. And to be fair, the memory gauges are quite cool. But there are a couple of things missing from the decks that I opened on this channel. Because I got the special Amazon version, which was 2 decks together, and there were 2 things missing. And one of them was the fancy box, featuring the artwork of the 2 cover Pokemon. And one of them was a pair, well, I say one of them, 2 of them were a pair of promo cards, which are just alternate art versions of the Imperialdramon Dragon Mode and the Mastemon from the starter decks. And they are alternate art, that is very important, so you don't need them. You can definitely do without them, but they're alternate art and they're beautiful and they're amazing. Now, when it comes to the box, that's nice and easy, because if you buy the Tamers Set 4 and you order it on Premium Bandai, if you're fast enough, it's first come, first served, you will get yourself the box. The same box that they were giving away over in Japan when you bought the double set from Amazon. That is what you're getting here. Lovely. So buy Tamers Set 4, that gets you the sleeves and the playmat, and then you'll get the box and life is good. Nice and simple. If you're living in the US and can order from Premium Bandai. If you're not living in the US or you can't order from Premium Bandai for some other reason, there is no word as to how this is actually being released. I wish I could tell you. I can't. I'm sorry. As it stands at the moment, it's a giant question mark. We have no idea. If you're living in Europe like me and you want to get one of these because they're cool, I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. I have absolutely no idea. Though obviously, if and when it is announced, there will be a video on this channel where I mention it. More concerning for me are the promo cards. And look, I know they're alternate art promo cards, and I told you they're inessential, and they are. They absolutely are inessential. You don't need these. But that doesn't mean they're not cool, and it doesn't mean I don't want them in English. Yes, I've got the Japanese versions. No, that doesn't make everything all better. I want the English versions, gosh darn it. And the answer at the moment is pass. There is absolutely no word whatsoever. Now, generally speaking, they tend to be pretty good. By they, I mean Bandai, the Digimon team. They tend to be pretty good at bringing us these promo cards. So my favourite promo card we've had so far is the original Pulsemon. Because, come on, that thing's adorable. And that was a really awkward promo over in Japan that was actually given out when you bought the Vita bracelet. A little Digimon Pet Fitness bracelet thing. You bought it over in Japan, and the first wave of them came with a Pulsemon promo card. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a weird promo. We just got it as our BT4 pre-release promo. Job's a good one. And it really was like that simple. They just whacked it as a pre-release promo. Now, these don't make sense as pre-release promos, but what I will say is, at some point, I imagine we're going to get them. Whether they are tournament promos, which would make sense, whether they are box toppers of some description, because remember, we had those weird level 6s over in Japan that were given away when you bought 2 starter decks. You got 1 pack, which got you a pair, but they were both the same one of the 3. It was a little bit confusing. And then over here, they literally just made them box toppers. And when they made them box toppers, we were all like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. They've been on the screen, incidentally, while we've been chatting, but we are talking about the Granku Wagamon that sees a huge amount of play, and the Blackwall Greymon and Metal Garurumon that don't really see much play at all. But, you know, they were cool. But we got them as box toppers over here, so that was absolutely fine. I imagine at some point we're going to get these. I wish I could give you some kind of answer as to how we're going to get them, or what Digimon are going to do in terms of distributing these. And all I can tell you is, at some point we almost certainly will. We'll just have to wait and see, unfortunately. We'll just have to wait and see. And actually, I call them box toppers. They're actually the BT4 dash packs. Sorry about that. Never mind. So, that's what we don't know. What do we know? Well, like I've said, we know they're coming on the 6th of May. And we know that they are retailing for $13, and we know that they are the same as the Japanese decks. Don't expect those alternate art promos in the decks, because they weren't in the deck in Japan. They were separate if you bought them from Amazon and you bought the double pack, and it says nothing on the website about them. Do not expect them to be in the decks. And because we've seen them in Japan, we know what they're like. We know what we're getting. So if we take a quick look at Starter Deck 9, the poster child there is your Imperialdramon Dragon mode. When Digivolving, you can play a blue and a green level 4 or lower Digivolution card under this card as another Digimon without paying their cost. I.e., you can basically just play a card for free that was under it. That's a good thing. We like this. In fact, you can play 2, which is rather lovely. And I should say this is a proper, like, dual-colour blue-green deck. It is nominally a blue deck, although having said that, your Minamon is green. So, yeah. And to be fair, there are other green cards. It's a dual-colour blue-green deck, alright? There we go. The other level 6 in here is Granku Wagamon, that has security attack +1, and when Digivolving, you gain 4,000 power for the turn. I'm not sure quite why Granku Wagamon always gets plus 4,000 power, but it does. And then you end up for one turn with 15,000 power security attack +1. That's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. That's not bad. We do, of course, have Jogress or DNA Digivolution in these decks. So we've got the Imperialdramon that can Jogress evolve from a blue level 4 and a green level 4. And when Digivolving, if you DNA Digivolved, you return one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 power or less to the bottom of your owner's deck. And then when attacking once per turn, you unsuspend. That's not nothing. You've then got the Dino Beamon that can also DNA Digivolve from a green level 4 and a blue level 4 for nothing. And when Digivolving, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. But if you Jogress evolved, that Digimon does not unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. We've also got fun, the Kabuterimon here. On your opponent's turn, if you've got a blue Digimon in play, it's a level 3 blocker, which we don't see much of in green, so, that's kind of cool. That's one I could get on board with. And I suppose it is worth pointing out here, I don't believe there are actually any reprints in this deck. I believe they are all unique cards that we've not seen before, which is rather lovely. Heading on over to Starter Deck 10, that is your Mastemon Starter Deck, we see a similar kind of thing. You've got your Mastemon that is the poster child of the deck. You can DNA Digivolve from a yellow level 5 and a purple level 5 for 0 cost. When Digivolving, you place a yellow or purple Digimon from your trash on top of your security face down. Then, if you DNA Digivolved, you can look at your security and play a level 5 or lower Digimon in it without paying. And obviously, you should have just put one in there, so you'll be fine. Then on all turns, when you play another Digimon using an effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a level less than or equal to the played Digimon's level. It's quite cool. Your other level 6 coming in here is Junomon, that has Retaliation, and when Digivolving, you trash the top 3 cards of your deck, and return a Digimon card from your trash to your hand. Obviously, like you saw on Mastemon, we are rocking a proper yellow and purple dual-type deck here, so that is something to bear in mind, quite frankly. And it's got a Ghostmon like we saw in the other deck. So this one, if you've got a yellow Digimon in play, you gain blocker. But then you got a level 3 purple blocker, which is not something we tend to see very much of, I think is fair to say. And then actually there's a really nice option card as well, Chaos Degrade. This is one I've seen popping up in a bunch of Japanese deck lists. When you play it, you place one of your opponent's Digimon at the top or bottom of their security face down, and then trash the top card of their security. It just gets rid of one of their Digimon on the field, which is kind of lovely. So yeah, these decks look pretty cool. I've seen cards from them popping up in winning Japanese lists. These are ones, frankly, to get a little bit excited about. But like we've seen, unfortunately, well, say it how you will, arguably too many times, you will have to buy a second copy of the deck if you do want to get everything, because you don't get a playset of all of them, you only get 2 of some of them. Some you get a playset. And actually at this stage, I lied to you, I'm sorry, there are reprints. Each deck has one reprinted option card. So in the green deck, you do get an alternate art reprint of Flower Cannon. And to be fair, right, Flower Cannon is an amazing option card, 2 costs to spend one of your opponent's Digimon. If you're gonna have a reprint of an option card, I'm just putting it out there, I don't think it's a bad one to go for. I think as far as reprinting option cards go, this might be one of the better ones. I don't feel too bad about it. Anyway, this seems quite nice to me. And then over in the other deck, we have a purple reprinted option card, which again is quite a nice one to have. It is Night Raid that sees a bunch of play, and that's the one that lets you play a purple level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying. So, I apologise, I misspoke a moment ago. There are reprints in here, but it's literally each deck has exactly one reprinted option card. So, I'm going to go ahead and forgive myself on that one. I made an upsie. I forgot one. I apologise for that. But I've corrected myself and we are good. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we know about these starter decks and what we don't know but would like to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me how excited you are for these. Tell me if you're going to be picking these up. Tell me, quite frankly, anything you want to tell me. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.